Welcome to Turn Extension, a supplemental podcast for the Advanced Maneuvers YouTube channel.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Turn Extension. My name is Tony, your polar bear cub.
This is Gaston.
So, it's been a long time since we've recorded. A couple big things that happened. I know I was away in Germany for a couple weeks because my wife had to go for a conference, so I had to go there to drink.
Whoa, you got married?
I got married 4 years ago now.
When the hell were you going to tell me about this?
My bad. Wait, you were one of my groomsmen.
I like how you don't remember that at all.
I do remember that because I remember that the day after where it was the first time I had worked out, or the day before the day of the wedding, first time I worked out in years.
I did actually take you to the gym before you got married.
Yeah, I was stressed.
Hey, you know what, guys? Stretching is important.
But yeah, no. So, a lot of good things have happened, I guess. Let's see. Since we recorded, they finished off the Rut CID. We have had the Scorn CID and the Circle CID. And the Circle CID has come out, and actually just released today on the dynamic update.
Yep.
And we got to see this new awesome minion model.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's actually jump into that. Let's just talk about this model because I looked over the rules. Pretty surprised. First off, that's 4 points, but I guess you've got to take a War Beast with them, and the cheapest War Beast is about 5 points, so you're looking at a 9-point model that cannot be free in themes.
He's still very undercosted.
Yeah, I do think he's still undercosted. I mean, I think he should definitely be a lot more money. I mean, not more money, sorry. A lot more points.
I don't know if you've seen him. He's got a fun little headdress like Jaga Jaga style.
Does he?
Yes, he is fabulous.
Yeah, I haven't seen the pictures for him at all. I just saw those rules. And he's a number 1, so there's a chance one day he could become a full Warlock, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I would love for, like, one of the lessers to freaking grow up already. That would be really nice.
Oh,
but
yeah, none of the lessers have ever grown up.
No, they have not. Not that it's a super sticking point, but it's a super sticking point.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see one of those lessers at least get a little bit better. Not better. I mean, grown up.
Yeah, run an army with him.
Yeah.
So his name is Underchief Meyer, and we've been waiting for him pretty much since he was announced because he fixes a lot of problems for, of course, pigs, which is kind of the perpetual irony of minions is that gators are just chugging along, and pigs are like, hey, I need this gator to help me. So this is one of the downfalls of the CID release structures. We're still waiting on the Thornfall Alliance one. But with any luck, that'll come sometime next year. But digging down into Meyer, he's got a pretty reasonable stat line. I mean, speed 6, defense 13, armor 14, fury 4, which is always very important.
Yep.
And like I said, he is definitely undercosted. At 4 costs, what this guy brings is just...
Yeah, I mean, I really feel like this should have been closer between 5 and 6. I mean, I'd be okay with 5. Me personally, seeing this across the table, I'd love to see it be 6 points. I feel like 5 definitely would have been a more appropriately cost because of the fact that he has a Toon Spirit with friendly faction, so he can cast. It doesn't even have to be. It just has to be a friendly faction War Beast. Oh, in his battle group, so he can cast a friendly Animi for free.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also has Caustic Miss, so you can put out AoEs with Corrosion, and you can give a model/unit Pathfinder and Hunter. Both absolutely amazing. It's
an upkeep. It's kind of actually ironic in minions because, I mean, obviously you can take him with Croak Raiders, which is where Pathfinder and Hunter comes up into play because it makes him even more efficient at killing things. And then... the funny part is you kind of like want to take him with Brigands, and he does not fit in any of the themes that Brigands are in. So you're a little sad.
Really?
Then your other option is Nist Hunters. Huh?
Will Work for Food doesn't have Brigands?
No, it's got it's not unit heavy. So you're able to take character units, you're able to take a Boilmaster and Spirit Cauldron, Bone Grinders, and Pharaoh Valkyries. So that's kind of your unit limit there.
Okay.
Maybe this Cloud Gobbers too. So it's pretty restrictive. So that was the one thing I was a little sad, and I'm like, oh, poor brigands.
Aw, so sad. Probably
Awesome.
good. Probably for the best.
They need help staying alive. They don't need help killing things.
Yeah.
But the thing about Wield Secrets that makes it really, really interesting is he can cast it twice, and it can go on, or he can upkeep it for 1, and then he can cast it for 2, so he can cycle it twice a turn.
Oh, okay.
But,
So you're saying upkeep and then waterfall it or whatever. Cycle.
Yeah.
Yep. You already said cycle. Sorry.
yeah. But it gives a model Pathfinder, and up until this point, the Pig War Beasts have really struggled with that. And I've kind of talked about how it's a Witch Dock Croc tax to take 2 of them to give out Ghostwalk all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have a model that can actually take the place of 2 Witch Dock Crocs and bring a Wrestler and cast Rage for free.
Jesus.
So you start stacking all this stuff together, and this guy becomes incredibly efficient at what he does, which is he is going to be a Rage bot.
Mm-hmm.
The other things that you can do with him is he can make a bit more precise of a cloud wall. And that's where it kind of came into play with thinking about brigands and kind of the pig infantry is you want to make a bit of a cloud wall in order to protect them. But obviously that gets harder once the enforcers come into play. And then he also benefits from Prowl. And where this comes into play that's kind of funny and interesting is why not take the smallest caster we have and toss the biggest war beast on him, which would be the Dracodile.
Does that make sense, though, to put the Dracodile on him?
It does with Sturm and Drang.
Okay.
The Sturmodile. Because previously you had to take Wrong Eye Snapjaw in order to get the Dracodile in with Sturm and Drang.
Mm-hmm.
And people have done it, and I tried it, and I wasn't a huge fan of it because I felt like they were so expensive to pay the 17 points for them and 36, if memory serves me correctly, for the Dracodile, that it just completely tilted the balance of your list. It just completely warped it because you still got to pay for your pig battle group and then whatever other stuff you want to bring. So this guy lets you skip past the 17-point cost and drop down to a 4-point cost. Now, the reason why the Dracodile is exciting with Sturm and Drang is he has Polarity Field. So the Dracodile cannot be charged. And then he also has Deflexceleration, the +2 armor one against range and magic. So the Dracodile bumps up to armor 22 against shooting. And then with the Field Marshal Shield Guard, you can really protect it very well.
Nice. Okay.
So
That makes
there's a lot of
sense.
synergies there. And one of the things I've always kind of debated is, like, do you take the Soul Slave? Because the Soul Slave can toss out a Telekinesis a turn, or do you take Targ? And I feel like it's kind of cute to take Targ with a Dracodile because he can ancillary attack the Blind Spray.
Oh,
And
God
he can
damn.
shut down those Realist Interceptors.
Hey, whoa, let's not target the realistic. They're not even out yet, Herman.
Yeah, no, I'm totally not planning for them already.
That's hurtful.
Who would think such a thing?
I don't know, but that's very, very rude.
Yeah, it seems perfectly fine.
I do think blind is going to hurt a lot against Crucible Guard.
Yeah, and so I like having blind on 2 blind sprays, basically.
2 blind sprays are nice.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I go back and forth, and I feel like if I'm going to build Sturm and Drang with the Dracodile, I kind of want to go towards the ancillary route, and if I'm going to do it without the Dracodile, then having Telekinesis is more effective. Because then you can start throwing in, like, Ninja Pig, and you can start throwing in the Snake and sending them, like, 16 inches or something. So,
That's,
free Telekinesis are always nice.
Yeah, 3 telekinesis are pretty great. And it makes sense at least because if you're putting the Dracodile on him, then you are constantly making sure he has enough rage. Or enough fury, I mean, every single turn.
Well, and with that, since the Dracodile's Animus creates shallow water, it'll trip Prowl because Meyer has Amphibious.
Okay.
So then he becomes stealthy.
And then backlash, stuff like that, doesn't affect War Beast, so it's not like they're going to backlash the shit out of him to be able to kill him.
No, and you can always, if you're really nervous with Sturm and Drang, toss Vision on him. So the first time he takes damage, you can ignore it.
Ah, okay. That's good.
So and then obviously there's shield guards all throughout the list, and he's armor 16 against guns. So there's a lot of things I think there that work out.
That's pretty awesome. That's a really good. That's actually really nice.
So there's I think a lot of things that work very well. You can go into Maylock. One of the weaknesses of the Gatorman posse is they don't have Pathfinder, so you have Wield Secrets to kind of fix that on off the feet turns.
Okay.
So he's just so useful. He just slots into a lot of places.
He really does. I'm actually surprised we were able to see his rules so early. I did not think we'd see his rules until next Thursday at the earliest.
Yeah, I'm really surprised as well. I guess he's going to go on the website for general sale.
Yeah,
like we're obviously going to do like a Matter of Pact episode on him. So we were planning on holding off our release schedule until he came out, but then he came early, so we can record now.
That's
awesome. Shameless plug. A Matter of Pact, a Minions, Warmachine and Hordes podcast.
Yep, go listen to it if you like to hear people talk about Minions for hours on end. Or you can just listen on here, because we talk about Minions or Crucible Guard most of the time.
Well, I do like to say, I look at the solo and I like to admire him.
No, that's super corny.
Oh, don't worry, I have more.
Oh my god.
Well, you think I didn't spend all day coming up with Meyer puns?
I really hope you didn't, not for this podcast. You could save it for your A Matter of Pact.
So he opens up a lot of things, and I think every single time something comes out that works for Helga, I'm like, this is the missing link for Helga. This is gonna take her an elevator to the point where I want to play her more.
And then instead you're like, let me play something else.
He's the new missing link for her.
Oh my god.
Yes, he is. Helga has now finally arrived again.
Again for the 10th time.
Previously it was the Soul Slave. And I think before that it was the Valkyries.
Yeah, it definitely was the Valkyries. I remember the Valkyries. And then, the Soul Slaves came 2 months later.
I don't think I ever lost a game with her in the Valkyries.
I don't think you have either.
Yeah, I mean, see?
Yeah. But then all these other things is the missing link.
Yeah, I think I only played one game with her in the Valkyries. So quit while you're ahead. That's the lesson, kids.
I like it. Do you not play her with Valkyries anymore?
My current list, I have two units in there.
No, figures.
When they're going through CID, I had 3 units.
So I guess my question is going to be, so you already have the Ret CID updated, which is a faction that you play, and you have this new model coming out for Minions. What is drawing your attention more? Are you looking at Ret because you were very excited for what Goreshade 4 had to offer, and a lot of those updates, but now I feel like with Meyer, you're pulled more back to Minions?
It's just going to be a matter of which I get around to first. I'm going to touch it all at some point with my grubby little hands.
No, you must be focused. Always focused.
I don't have any tournaments coming up, so I don't have to focus. I spend most of the time prepping for Nova Team tournament, so that's passed. Now I can be completely unfocused. But no, I'm really excited about the Ret stuff because I feel like obviously.
Hey,
wow.
Oh, hey, everyone.
Huh.
Here's Devin. Just a little late. God, we're in the middle of recording here, Devin.
Are we really?
Yes.
Yes.
We've been recording for about 13 minutes.
Wow.
I love it. Don't worry. Continue on with your talk, and then we'll bring Devin in.
Yeah, that Devin. He's such a character.
I know.
So no, I think Goreshade is obviously very powerful, very strong, very exciting, very interesting. But there's some cool things that happen to Raven that I think make her more attractive in the special unique snowflake sense. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily think she's stronger, but we were able to sit down and we were able to build a list for her in every theme. So kind of want to touch that. But Helga's number one. Helga's coming first because I've been waiting for a month for this.
Nice. Okay, good. That's awesome.
So, God. You're just trying to do opposition research on what you have to play against next.
I'm definitely trying to figure it out because even though I'm very excited for the stuff that's come out for Convergence, between the new flagellant penis thing and the update to I can't remember. It's frustrating.
Flagellant penis.
I can't remember what
you
the hell
beat
it's called.
people for their sins with it.
Yep. Yeah. Between that and the update that will potentially go into effect with the Enigma Foundries, I'm really excited about that, but I'm still super excited about all my Crucible Guard stuff. I'm going to get a big lot in the next couple days, using some points that I had stashed up, and I cannot wait to get a crap ton of stuff.
So, when you get your, I can't say it, Fulstrum.
The Frustrum Falstrum?
Yeah. Could you go ahead and give it like a cat of nine tails and like a riding crop?
Yeah. Yep. Dress up as a little dominatrix thing. It's going to be great.
Wow.
Yep.
You know that was the original concept for Helga, right?
That is terrifying.
Yeah, they had made her up like leather, like Mad Max style, and they're like, no, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, no. Devin, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Oh. Hey, Devin.
Welcome, Devin.
Welcome.
Yeah, it never called me when you guys must have called. So,
That's
hold on.
strange.
So, I don't know.
No, but
I've just been working my way through Daredevil Season 3.
Oh, I have not. I'm about to watch Suicide Squad, and then
I
go
am
right to sleep.
also working through Daredevil Season 3. I'm sorry for Mr. Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least he's in violent agreement.
It's true. He is
And,
also
you should
excited
probably
to do
just
Season 3.
skip Suicide Squad and go for Season 3.
I've never seen Season 1 or 2.
It doesn't matter because you're trying to watch Suicide Squad.
I like Suicide Squad.
See, this is why
Like,
you play
what?
shitty factions like COC, because you have no good taste that you would rather go to Suicide Squad over the first first 2 seasons of Daredevil.
I like Suicide Squad. I think it's fun.
Have you seen it?
I have. I've seen it like twice. And it's on
Okay,
TNT right now.
But how
Watching
drunk
Suicide
were you
Squad
when
is
you
like-
saw it?
Devin, talk to us about some things that you enjoy.
Long walks on
Preferably
the beach.
related to the topic of this podcast.
Yes.
So, we're talking about the dynamic update. We're talking about, what's the other part?
So we talked about
We talked about
Dynamic
Meyer
Update.
a little.
Yeah, we talked about Meyer a lot.
A little.
Okay. So I am excited for this minor because I think it's kind of cool, the junior, just because of the fact that I think that it's been really cool to see everybody like really excited to talk about it. I don't really know much about it. I have to definitely say that I haven't really kept my finger on the pulse of what's been going on recently with Warmachine and Hordes, just due to family stuff and trying to take more of an effort towards the hobby side. But it's been exciting because I actually had some friends from Scotland trying to find out if I could score them some stuff at Warmachine weekend to send back with some British friends of theirs. So that, I mean, it was kind of cool. It felt very, circa, 3-4 years ago where, a release was coming out and like everybody was excited for it,
Yeah, that's really nice. It's definitely cool to see that happening again, because a lot of the stuff that's been coming out, it's like, that's why I always enjoy when either a minion or a merc comes out, because a lot of times it is like, hey, a lot of people can use it when it comes to a solo and stuff like that, and it does generate, I think, more excitement.
So you're saying that all new releases should be minions?
No, I'm not saying that. I would love to see more of my stuff come out that usually does not use minions at all, or mercs.
But you're not even excited. You called it like a frustrated Jangling.
No, I'm excited for him. I can't remember his name. It's the Frustrum Locust.
I'm realizing more and more about you, Tony. Like
What?
every single time we podcast, I learn a little bit more. So today,
That's terrifying.
it makes complete sense to me. I've always wondered, like, him playing CG, Crucible Guard, like that's awesome. It's awesome that he's doing that. I'm glad for that. It's good to see him get past like these crap factions he's always getting stuck in. But then I realized that you like punishment. That's why you watch Suicide Squad. That's why you play Convergence.
Wow.
That is what I've learned about you.
You're a bad person. I love Convergence, man. Convergence is like one of the only factions I'm actually decent at. Because I was awful with Signar. Absolute trash with Signar.
Your dice saved you a lot.
With Signar? Yeah.
Just in gaming, I think.
Oh, thanks, Herman. No skill at all,
And by-
just games.
Big heart.
Just dice.
And by And by his dice, you mean the development space of Signar.
The weights that I have underneath my dice. You know, the magnets. Got to get those 6s when you need them.
We tease, but it's actually freaking dirty. It's completely true about his dice.
My dice can spike when they need to. They know when I really need them to work.
They do. It's shameful.
No, but actually, no, good thing with that. So actually, by the time this podcast comes out, you have already seen the brand new episode that came out, the new battle report we had for Locke versus Grimkin, which kind of highlighted actually some really fun things that I love about Locke. Where a lot of people going into Crucible Guard, they're not as excited about Locke because they don't feel like she does a lot with her toolkit. But I was so impressed playing her in the Grimkin. I had so much fun. I think her with the Vulcan, man, they are like best friends for fucking ever. They're great.
Hate that stuff.
What?
Hate that stuff.
Hate what stuff?
Locke and Colossals.
Why?
I had to play against the Convergence one, but it was rough. It was very rough going.
Well, I feel like against the Convergence one is significantly more rough because she can engine into destruction herself to get up to ridiculous levels of Matt, which is insane for Convergence.
Yeah, I've never heard of anyone using Ice Cage to do the same damn thing.
Hey, whoa, Ice Cage is awesome. And that just gets you...
Yeah, it's awesome when you need to directly hit. It's bullshit when you got like 3 freaking nerds running at you with tear gas and you're like, oh, I guess I'm frozen.
I mean...
'Cause you somehow weaponized a fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Dude, they do a lot of weaponized. Actually, that's what the one thing I've realized about Crucible Guard. They're kind of the bad guys in a way. They
weaponize the homeless. Okay, they give jobs. They give jobs to people who don't have those. Okay,
they do chemical warfare, and a lot of chemical warfare, like a ton. Their officer for their mercenaries. A lot of the mercenary companies don't survive after he's injected them with random shit, and yeah, they turn like practically homeless people into walking fucking bombs. They're kind of awful people.
Let's be honest.
Moral compass.
Think about what Kador and Signar and the rest of them are doing to the atmosphere in Immorin. Okay? Like what? At least Crucible Guard is just looking for an alternative energy source. That's it. They're just doing things differently.
No, because they're still using coal and stuff to run their fucking warjacks, but they're also using chemical fucking warfare. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep playing them, but they're definitely secretly monsters.
Listen, they're crowd control. That's all they do.
They're kind of awful.
They're making Immorin great again.
They might be. Yeah, I feel like I can't even say what I want to say because it's pretty awful.
I feel so uncomfortable right now.
You should. All right. So I guess the other topic we had to talk about before we wrap up is actually secondhand market. So if you're going on Facebook a lot, if you're part of a lot of the Facebook groups, you'll see that there's a lot of Warmachine and Hordes selling and trading going on constantly. At least when I've seen a lot of rises and kind of ebb and flow of what's going on. I see a lot of my old friends I used to play with, they're selling their army, usually 50 to 60% off. But I'm also seeing a decent amount of people buying the armies, which is, that's kind of helping because they're selling off armies and other people are buying it. But what do you guys think in how the second-hand market, do you think it's affecting game stores or honestly the bottom line of privateer press, or what do you guys think?
So I think it's been insane lately because I've noticed, because recently I've been selling a good bit of some back stock of stuff. Like I've kind of made that decision that as a hobbyist that I'm not going to be able to get to every project that I've collected. So I've been getting rid of a good bit of it. And I've realized that any of the factions that are selling online that were included in the mystery boxes are selling for like 20 or 30, sometimes 40% under where other people are selling their factions for.
The models that are in there, or the entire faction?
Just in general, just that faction.
Interesting. I wonder why it's harder to get. It's almost harder to get rid of those.
And I mean, I know at this point, unless it's a new release, I do most of my shopping on eBay.
Yeah, because it's super crazy in general. Just because when you think of it, it's like we as a we like to look for like the good deals and stuff like that. And as I said, I went on there the other day and I was talking to a buddy, and as I said, I sold my Grimkin, and I sold my Grimkin for a good bit. And I was pretty excited about that, and, got it off to the buyer. And then I realized when I was looking at some of these, like, there was a Crix faction that was selling for, like, 30% of retail, Like, they had, like, $3,000 worth of stuff, and they were selling for, like, $900.
Okay.
And it makes me wonder, like, was the mystery boxes, like, a good idea? I mean, did it get a lot of people into it, or did it just absolutely destroy the market and make it almost impossible to get rid of stuff that you want? Like, was that tactical?
Well, I also wonder if that was not necessarily because of the mystery box. I wonder if it was because of the size of the lot. Because when I was trying to sell my Signar before the mystery boxes came out, I had a little over $3,000 worth of models, and that is so hard to find somebody to offload it that's not 30% off. Not necessarily because, like, the army's not good. It's because that's a huge amount of money you're asking someone to invest in right off the bat.
Yeah, but I guess the interesting part is that actually is my philosophy for buying armies. Is, I kind of look at it as like buying a car, It's you're making a capital investment, and so by buying in bulk, you're getting the cheapest steel possible. Like, that's how I bought my my Retribution. I just went online, found like a $700 lot, and saved myself something like 50%.
It was just definitely something interesting that I noticed that a lot of on the secondary market, because like I've seen a lot of stuff, and it's like, do you think it's better to go to like eBay, or do you think it's better to do like your secondary market shopping on like Bartertown or like the Facebook groups?
I think eBay could potentially get you a wider variety of people, because like I've never used Bartertown before, so I've had to use other people to help me find stuff on Bartertown, and then on the Facebook groups, the way how Facebook I think shows stuff, it doesn't always show what you want it to show. Like when I had posted on my Signar things, it took me forever to find my Signar post. I had to go and double check to make sure that like people, that it was actually posted up, because I was not getting any hits at all at first. And I feel like on eBay, it's almost easier to find things. And that could be me. Granted, I didn't sell my stuff through eBay, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like eBay might be a better option, but I think it's also a little bit harder to do it through eBay.
Well, I think one of the things is also a lot of retailers are moving onto eBay to do online selling. So what I do is like I'll compare the worst, or I'll compare Discount Games, and I'll compare eBay, because a lot of these are brick and mortar stores that are just selling on eBay.
Yeah, I think it's crazy because like I was noticing, like I remember selling on eBay a good bit, and you could usually take and say, all right, I'm going to estimate about 3. And then depending on the item, sometimes up to 7% of your margin going right towards PayPal,
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were telling me that the average is now 10% and upwards of like 13%. And it's like, is it worth it anymore?
Oh.
If you're not moving stock and it's sitting in inventory, then I believe it. But I think as the marketplace, becomes electronic and more diversified, it becomes easier for the consumer, which as people who like to, this is a luxury hobby, it makes it easier for us to be able to shop around, to compare prices. It makes things more competitive. I guess the downside is it does also squeeze the producers like Privateer Press, where you have now saturated the market. So they need to keep producing in order to stay ahead of that saturation.
And also, like what you had said before, like, I think it diminishes the amount of stuff that retailers are going to have in their store. Like, for instance, I am definitely an individual who loves instant satisfaction. That's one of my, I want to go and get a model right then and there. And it has been extremely hard in my local area to go just walk out and go buy a new model. And I'm just like, ugh, it's been so frustrating. Like, I've had to order more stuff through Discount Games if I want to get it, like, right then and there. Granted, like, actually hasn't been anything yet, but I've gone to the store to be like, hey, let me see if I can actually pick up Crucible Guard Mechanics. I did that today. And I went to 2 different stores, couldn't find it at all. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just, go through the motions on, I have a few PG points left. Let me just go use those to go and pick those models up instead. So I don't have that instant satisfaction anymore. And it kills me.
I'm sorry, millennial.
Yeah, you should be sorry. You're a millennial as well. All 3 of us are.
I'm
but I'm a
actually,
cheap millennial.
listen, I am both of your elders, so you all need to be quiet.
You're not that much older. You're still a millennial.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I'm an elder now.
You're a couple weeks older.
Just because
Listen,
you're a grandfather now.
yeah, I'm your elder, Tony.
I am the youngest out of the 3 of us.
I don't want to hear your backsass.
That's
Wait.
what the youngins do. I'm just all back.
When were you born, Tevin?
Huh?
When were you born?
September, 87.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you got like a month or 2 on me.
About 2 months. All right.
I'll give you that one.
So I guess we'll wrap up. Any last words from any of you guys?
Well, what? I thought you said we were going to talk about what's on our paint desks.
Oh yeah. I
You
did
should
do
have
that.
showed up on time.
Yeah. We all talked about our paint desk.
Oh, did you really?
No, we didn't.
I didn't think so.
Devin, what is on your paint desk?
So I have a few repairs. So I've been updating. So I took all of my trolls out of my case because I know for the time being I'm not going to be playing for a little bit. Nothing with the game. It's just more or less just needed to take a little bit of a break, focus more on the hobby side for me. So I took everything out of my case. I'm out of my bags, and now I have been organizing them into my case and doing like little touch-up and repairs. But I have been eyeing. I just got Lucas.
Oh, nice.
So I've been looking.
He has an awful face. I'm sorry.
Well, I haven't really done anything to him, so other than clean the model. But I'm he's on my desk. I think the thing that I'm the most excited about is I really can't wait until around the 16th of next month because I really want to paint. I don't know why, but I just really want to paint Gearheart.
I figured honestly you were gonna say the Rayless Interceptor. I'm really surprised you actually said Gearheart above Rayless.
I'm not a big fan sometimes of big models after painting 3 Mountain Kings.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did take like 2 years per Mountain King.
It did take a long time.
Yeah. I'm very excited for the Rayless to come. I'm more excited for the Rayless than I think McKay because I think painting McKay will be feeling like the exact same thing after I've painted a Rayless. So we'll see how that goes. I am excited for Gearheart. I'm just excited for the whole thing, man. I finally have gotten my my Rocketman based on their smoke trails. So I've got them primed. So I will start painting those pretty soon. And then next week I'll have my Crucible Guard mechanics coming, some CGI, stormtroopers, and 2 retaliators. And I think that might be everything. I feel like that's everything I got ordered. It's a lot of stuff, and I'm super excited.
I guess I'll be painting a Meyer.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be painting a Meyer.
Woo, green.
Oh man.
Super creative.
Yeah, I've got to go back and repair my gristle, and I have the Basher, the Trollkin Basher. I kind of want to knock him out, but I've been playing some other games recently, so I've been kind of painting on them a little bit. But yeah, I think definitely Gearheart is. What was I going to say? Oh, Gearheart is really exciting for me. And I kind of partially, like I was looking at the McKay model, and I want to get the McKay model, but then remove her from like peeking out. And I want to have her like leaning against it, you know?
Oh,
like,
that'd be fancy. I'll give you my McKay model, and you can do that.
Yeah, I could do the conversion. You just paint it.
Yeah, that sounds
But
awesome.
I kind of want to have her like just kind of like leg up, leaning on the side of it, just kind of like in a relaxed like World War II like in between battles like feel.
That actually sounds really cool.
Why don't you do one that's falling apart and you have gremlins all over it?
No, does not sound like fun.
Fluff.
Sounds like a bad game.
I also wanted to make one like using Tyson's or figure painters smokestacks,
Uh-huh.
but I actually wanted to have like here's the McKay or the railless, and then I wanted to attach the rocket men to it, like buy an extra set of rocket men, and then actually have them for all of the railless, like they're flying over. So it looks like they're in the middle of battle. So while these big giant tanks are going forward, the rocket men are like speeding past them or over them or around them.
Oh, that sounds really cool as well.
I think you should just put rails on the base.
and then every time you play, like when you use your measuring marker, it's just you just put down rails.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
All right. Well, I feel like that was a pretty good cast. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up?
No, I'm pretty excited by everything that's coming out.
Cool.
I would really like to know what people want us to talk about, because I think every week when we're getting the cast, we're really grabbing at straws and we have fun doing it, but I would like to see a little bit more interaction from our listeners.
Yeah. So so the good news is we're back. We should be recording, shooting for every other week, but we want to try to get every week recording. And as you guys can see earlier on this week, or actually end of last week, a new episode went up where we had a battle report where it was Locke versus the Dreamer. We're looking to have more content, and if you guys also saw the update, we're doing more than just Warmachine. Now, for the time being, we're going to keep Turn Extension just Warmachine, because that's all I know how to talk about. And yeah, and so you guys should be seeing a little bit more diversity coming out from the channel, which hopefully that means more interaction. But yeah, let us know what you want to hear us babble on about for a half hour to an hour in the next couple weeks. Other than that, guys, I want to thank everyone for listening to another episode of Turn Extension. Have a good night.
Night, everybody.
Good night, y'all.